Initiating podcast download. Prepare yourself. Put on your spandex. Lace up your boots. Wrap your wrists. Hide your razor blade. Head to gorilla position. Grease up your hair. Apply baby oil. Okay, apply more baby oil. Get into gimmick. Keep your ears open and your mouth shut. Have fun and be safe out there, brother. Welcome to Iron on Wrestling. Now your host, Gregory Iron.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Iron on Wrestling with Gregory Iron. I'm your host, Gregory Iron. This is episode 313. Feeling lean, feeling jacked, feeling cut up, feeling good.
Well, that's because, pardon the interruption, you're friends with a friend that I am a friend of.
Who's that?
Mike from TNT Health.
Wow, right into
Let's
the
go,
pitch
baby.
at the beginning of the show. Well, yeah, TNT Health, TNT-health.com. It's where I get my protein. That's where I get my glutamine for post-workout muscle recovery. Helps me very much. So creatine to get me a little fired up. Sometimes I use their pre-workout off the website, which also gets me extra jacked up.
I just got a shipment from Mike today.
Yeah, what'd you
Yeah, actually, that's a lie. It was yesterday, I believe. But yeah, I got some a new peptide I'm ready to try. I'm also he sent some stuff for you, and so this is going to be a great time. That protein, dude. I go to the gym, and I don't know if it's the protein or if it's just psychologically, but I have been slaying it lately.
Well, that's good.
I'll slay you.
Okay, that seems unnecessary, but what isn't unnecessary is taking the time to go on TNT-health.com, check out all the supplements. It's free to look. Stuff for the pre-workout, post-workout, everything in between. But if you buy anything, you use promo code IRONON, save 10% on anything you buy. So do yourself a favor, go to TNT-health.com and check some stuff out. Buy some stuff. Mike's going to help you every step of the way, help you track your macros, your nutrition, all that stuff. You're not going to get that at GNC or Vitamin Shop. So TNT-health.com, because at TNT Health, it's about your health today, not tomorrow. But today...
Yeah, tell me about today. What are we going to talk about?
Well, we're going to talk about some early Halloween Havoc stuff that we were watching over the weekend. We watched something very random from Primetime Wrestling, once again, that we're going to discuss involving Kamala and one Patterson. We're also going to catch everybody up on what's been going on in our lives for the last 2 weeks. But we also have a very special guest in the building.
Oh, let me know when he arrives.
Okay, well,
Hold on. Is there a knock at the door?
What?
There you go.
Who's what?
What? Where?
I'll get it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Hi, everybody.
Okay, hi.
Sounds like an episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah, I was going to say hi, Dr. Nick. It's Ben Boone, everybody. Hello, Ben.
Ben,
Hi.
who is a doctor sometimes.
It depends on the week, yes.
And a police officer.
Yeah.
And a fan that's eating KFC.
Or a fan who's really shocked to see Kevin Owens about to do a dive off of a balcony
Uh-huh.
and coincidentally uses his shoulder to help Kevin post and maintain his balance.
Hey, so one thing I learned when I was in the acting schools that I've been in was you never really actually eat food on camera. You just simulate it because you could begin, especially on live television, choking or having some kind of a hazard happen to you. You might end up burping or something. You really ate that chicken, huh?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I did. And we were encouraged to eat all the chicken.
Is it on the bone?
Oh, it was on the bone.
Yeah, bone in,
It was
huh?
bone in and everything. And you know what? It was delicious.
Yeah.
I heard from a guy that you prefer bone in. Is that true?
Yeah, it was from you.
Okay, that's not.
You ever ate anything else on camera?
Oh, God. Probably. Oh, that one time at AIW, I ate pizza because it was that Haas scramble.
Yeah.
Because that was the whole deal.
Yep.
Was that like I was like the smallest or one of the smallest guys in that match, so I had to eat in order to make weight.
What were the toppings?
I think it was just the pepperoni pizza that that AIW got.
I heard it was mushroom.
You know, we were going to answer some of the questions from social media later on in the show. And of course, we'll do more of those over on patreon.com/Iron Wrestling, where you get a buttload of bonus content starting at just $3, which, by the way, for Patreon subscribers, we are going to be sending out your September packages sometime in the next week, because I was waiting on some stuff and now I got it and you're going to be getting it. And also, I'm already on the ball for December. So it's a good time to be on the Patreon. Why are you laughing, Aaron?
I'm just proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm doing things, you know. Want to answer
Hopefully
this
the mics
question.
are on this week.
They are on. Hope to fucking God. Kale from Patreon. We're going to answer this later in the show, but he said, where are your favorite places to get pizza, and what toppings do you enjoy on your pizza?
Oh.
I think that's a good question.
Well, the only pizza I like is a pizza that ass.
Okay.
So bring it on.
So it seems unnecessary to say as well, but
That's what you said to me yesterday.
And I'll say it again tonight.
What do
and
you
it worked.
What do you actually like on your pizza, Aaron?
As a kid growing up, I was a big sausage fan.
What a shocker.
Why?
Do you sit down and to make sure that there's a big sausage in the pizza?
Yeah.
Big sausage pizza. Big fan, huh? You know, I did, as a kid, there was a local place in Cleveland called Bella's Pizza.
Okay.
And their thing was like big chunks of sausage.
Yeah.
Like my mom really liked it. And,
I like the fennel.
I'm sorry, what?
The fennel?
What is that?
That's the little seed things that are in like a real piece of sausage
Okay.
as opposed to like the processed bullshit that a lot of these places around, sell.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Right now, though, you guys ever do like an Alfredo sauce on a pizza?
I have.
With chicken, bacon, and then maybe a little spinach?
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
It's a whole new world for me. I've had it maybe 3 times now, and I think that's right up there on a thin crust.
Where is it from?
Domino's.
What?
$9.99, baby. You can get any amount of toppings, any size, any crust.
That's not bad.
Sorry, they're not a sponsor, but they're doing things right around here.
That's a hell of an ad read.
Yeah.
Okay. Ohio pie is delicious. I got Ben on some Ohio pie.
What? Oh, I've been dying to have some. Dude, every time I watch a video from there, or like, are they Ohio City and Parma? It's a couple different places.
They got it in Parma, Brunswick.
Yeah.
I don't think they have Ohio City one, but they have like 3 or 4 locations.
Yeah, I got to get there. You've had it, Ben?
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Last weekend, the day before my surgery, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a little bit, had some Ohio pie pizza, and they had a what was it called? It was a fancy pepperoni, pepperoni, ricotta cheese, hot honey.
Oh
My God.
Okay, you
My
just
God.
reminded me. There's a place around here called Soul on Fire, and they're doing the wood fire pizza, and the big gimmick. And my kids just brought me this cup pepperoni, and inside of the cups of pepperoni, they drizzle hot honey in there. And then there's like slices of sandwich style pepperoni on it too. So you're getting like the best of both worlds, and amazing. So glad we could talk about pizza today. I like pizza. I think we all do.
I obviously love my pretzel crust pizza from Little Caesars. Don't disrespect the pretzel.
Nah,
crust.
it's all salt. Dude.
But I do like Ohio pie, and Boone, when you had the Ohio pie at my house, did you happen to get one of their pies with any mushrooms on it? Because the mushrooms are a game changer.
No, I did not. But next time I'm over, we got to do it.
Do you like it?
Well, we don't know if that'll ever happen.
What? Okay.
Over.
All right. Okay. You do like mushrooms, though?
Oh, love them.
Okay. All right.
I've never had.
Really?
Yeah.
Never had a mushroom ever?
I mean, maybe if I'm incriminating myself here,
Okay.
when I was younger, but yeah, not like, real live mushrooms on a pizza or on my steak, anything.
I got some mushrooms in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Is that Mario?
It's Mario, yeah.
Yeah, baby, I remember.
Okay. Yeah.
I love Mario.
Did you ever?
I solved it.
Yeah, you solved that game, huh? That's very good.
And went to Waterworld a couple times.
Real quick, before we talk about what we've been doing the last couple of weeks, I just want to mention that also on top of talking about some early Halloween Havoc stuff that we watched, one thing that I want to talk about in particular is the Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal, Jake Roberts Sting match from 92, but also what a fucking flop Jake the Snake in WCW was and how good it could have been, but we'll talk about that later. But I guess first and foremost, Ben Boone, you recently had surgery. You had to stay at the house while I was out of town. Talk to me about that experience with the surgery and what you did while,
Talk
you
to me
were
about the experience at
hanging
the
out-
house.
Yeah, hanging
at
out
Greg's house.
at my house.
What's that like?
I guess to keep everybody in the loop, I had surgery last week, I guess, when we're recording this, on my pinky finger, which doesn't sound as cool or manly. It sounds kind of wimpy, right? He had surgery on a pinky finger.
Well, hold on.
If you've ever had surgery on a finger or broken a finger before, you know how severe it is. Because
it sucks.
Hold on. Let's point out for people that, I mean, we obviously all watch wrestling. Bianca Belair has been out since WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because she has broken fingers.
Yeah.
So it's pretty serious shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Continue.
Absolutely. And it actually happened last summer during one of my forays as a security guard, pulling apart Gunther and Damian Priest. It happened. It was a dislocation that happened during the pull apart. And long story short, it didn't heal well. It bent, like my pinky was healed all crooked, like. And then
there's one thing I can't stand: someone with like some weird fucking fingers. Ugh.
Yeah, I know,
Gross.
right?
Disgusting.
Just so gross.
Go ahead.
Greg.
Just keep your hand under the table and continue the story.
Whoa. Not moving so much.
Okay. Anyway. Fucking weirdo. Continue, Ben.
Anyways, so because this happened on WWE's watch, they were gracious enough to provide me with the option of a surgery, and here we are. Got it done last week at Cleveland Clinic, and stayed over at your house. I stayed in the world famous what do you call your basement? Your world famous
The Iron Gym? Oh, the Alyssa Milano Shrine.
That's not what we know.
No, nobody calls it that anymore.
You know, the area with the couch and the toys, it doesn't really have a name, you know. But the gym named by Johnny, kind of, because he said, as I was building my gym, oh, you know what a good original name is? You should call it the Iron Paradise. And I'm like, that's what The Rock calls his gym. He's like, oh, it's real original. You should do it. I was like, no. But then since Zach works out down there too, I was like, oh, I'll call it the grimy Iron Paradise.
Oh.
Because he's grimy, you see.
And you guys, The Rock stays there sometimes, or?
Yeah, The Rock stops by.
Okay.
Well, my last name is Iron.
Yeah. Thought it was Smith.
That's how Rock prepared for Smashing Machine.
Yeah.
You know? Came over to Greg's basement.
Yeah. My gym looks much like the gyms that he takes on the road with him. So he's like, I gotta stop by. And then he, for some reason, before he left, he did like a countdown with his fingers, like 3, 2, 1, and I was like, what the fuck? What does that mean? Hopefully it pans out into something down the line. But anyways, so you stayed at the house?
Stayed at the house. I had your Krusty the Clown doll watch over me while I slept.
It's very good. Yes, I do have a Krusty the Clown doll.
Really? I want to hear more about this, but not on this podcast.
Oh, okay.
You pull the tab and goes, oh.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh. But anyways, you were going to pick me up, but you, however, confused your dates in Washington.
I did. I was supposed to fly on a plane on September 11th. And I'm glad I didn't, because that just seems like an unlucky day.
Why?
I feel like there was like some sort of national tragedy or something. So there was some confusion. J.D. Mason, the promoter out in Washington, was running 2 shows. And somehow we had thought that I was booked on the September 11th flight for a September 12th show. And turns out that he bought me a flight for his show 2 weeks later. So we were able to work it out, and I was able to fly out for that. So I could not house you.
Well, you know what? You let me stay at your house, and you weren't around to have me take you to the Guardians game.
Very sad. Big baseball fan right here.
Yeah. Where they won, but last weekend they lost to Detroit.
Was that a playoff game? Or no? Or it was in the hunt, right? It was like the final week of the
because they beat the Rangers. Yeah. 10th inning.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Fantastic game. This ain't a baseball podcast, but I just had to mention our team was real tough. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I lost my mind when they won because it went to the 9th inning, 5-5.
Yeah.
And then Texas scored 3 runs. I was like, well, damn it. All right, this is it. But then when Cleveland went out to bat, they got 4. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Me, Snackery, and Alice Crowley joined too. I think it was Alice's first baseball game.
Wow.
Not a big baseball girl, huh?
I guess not. They don't have much baseball in Kentuckiana, where she's from. No.
I think they call it baseball.
Do they?
I don't know.
Okay, so you went to a Guardians game. You had some Ohio pie. Yeah.
Oh, I had some Ohio pie, and they should be a sponsor on Iron On Podcast because,
sounds like it.
my God, I mean, sorry, Domino's, but I think Ohio pie should be the right sponsor because, you know, as with any surgery, you can't eat or drink anything after midnight.
Sure.
Thankfully, my surgery was bright and early in the morning. Went there, and when I came to, the first words out of my mouth were I had to pee really bad, just like Forrest Gump. And
you and Forrest Gump have a lot of similarities.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And just like today, it was a really, really nice warm day. So I got to walk around the neighborhood a couple times. I'm still probably doped up from the anesthesia.
Okay.
To be frank.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, things are good. I was in town because I had a big giant red cast, which you signed a Millpool.
I did. Simpsons reference.
Simpsons reference indeed. And now I have this like clay splint thing that I'm going to be wearing for the next few weeks. So
Well, you're on the road to recovery.
I am. I mean, I've been blasting Beautiful Day and Clocks nonstop, making my comeback. I'm making my comeback real. Real.
How much HGH you been pumping?
Different podcast.
Oh.
Different
Whatever The Rock has left over at your house.
Okay. Why would you accuse The Rock of that? He looks all natural.
Oh, now he might.
Aaron, what's up with you?
Oh, all good, baby. All good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nothing happening?
No, we're all fine.
All right. Well, I just want to put over the show that I was at in Washington 2 weeks ago. I had a great time going out there for Northwest Pro Wrestling. I spent a couple days with my buddy JD Mason, and I got to do I was originally booked to wrestle months earlier. Obviously, I got injured in March, and JD.
Wait, you got injured?
I did. I tore my pec tendon.
Man, this is embarrassing sitting with two guys here that can't keep themselves healthy.
Yeah,
You would think that the unhealthiest one of the bunch would be the one hurt more often, but
I was
two bodybuilding studs.
I was trying to decide whether or not I should just be a mark for myself the whole time I was out and just post the same photos of me with stars all the time on social media, but I just
like from 20 years ago, right?
Yeah, just the same photos over and over and over and over.
I have a really good idea. I think maybe next week next week you should post your PWI ranking from 10, 15 years ago.
Okay.
Because, people really give a damn about your PWI rankings from so long ago.
If you're on Patreon, you know who we're burying right now. So go over to Patreon so you can know for sure who we're burying that does this all the time, and it's very cringy and embarrassing.
I have no idea. I'll have to go to Patreon.
Oh, okay.
I'm never on Patreon.
But I spent 2 days in Washington. One night, I got to meet the world-renowned short sleeve Samson, who used to be in the minis division on SmackDown, and I think he played. He was in the WLC. I think he was the announcer for that or some shit, and he did a bunch of stuff on WTV over the years. He ran a midget show out in Washington. Coincidentally, so I'm looking at this poster. And who do I recognize and know on the midget wrestling show poster but Zoe Sky? And I was like, what are the odds we're both here? So Zoe, who used to wrestle as Angel Dust, she trained at the Cleveland All-Pro School. So I was like, what are the odds that we're both here at the same time? So I texted her and I said, hey, I'm at your show right now in Washington. And she's like, no way. And so I got to see her and catch up with her, and that was very nice.
You get her autograph?
I did not, but she gave me a brand new Zoe Sky shirt, and she mentioned you, Aaron. She was talking about the big fan that you work with, and
this guy wears a shirt every day. A Zoe Sky. He has 3 different Zoe Sky shirts.
Yes, and she was telling me that she was going to send you a video. Did she send that video?
No.
Okay. Well, she definitely brought it up, so maybe I'll have to text her about that. But I got to eat a little meal with her after the show. It was very nice catching up with her. Then the next day was Northwest Pro, and I had to put my commentary chops to work, and 2 lucha shows. It was called Lucha Libre and Lowriders. A lot of nice lowriders outside of this venue. And we did 2 shows. I got to see Brian Kendrick, who I haven't seen in a long time. I got to catch up with him a little bit. It's always nice seeing the Brian
Isn't he
Kendrick.
from that area, Washington?
He grew up in that area because he was telling me he flew himself in early so he could see his parents, and he's going to go stay with his parents for a few more days and then fly back to... I forget where he's living right now, but he's not in Washington full time. But regardless, it was nice seeing him, nice seeing JD. I can't wait to go back out to Northwest Pro and see all my fans in Washington State. Thank you to everybody who came out. And then I had to make a surprise appearance at the Candice LeRae 40th birthday party, and that was a hell of a trip because I was supposed to stay in Washington an extra day before I flew back so I can get some rest. Instead, I slept for 2 hours in the Washington airport on the ground. And then my neck was stiff for the next week. That's how old I'm getting. And I took the earliest flight into Orlando. Got snuck into Disney along with Johnny Gargano's mom and Candace's brothers and a plethora of other people at around 6:30. And at 7 o'clock, we went into the aquarium, which Johnny Gargano rented out. It was fucking crazy. There's a shark swimming around in this place where we're eating dinner. And Candace came in. We all surprised her, and she fought tears, and Mickey Mouse made an appearance. I'm not going to tell you how much this all cost, but I will tell you how much Mickey Mouse alone cost. Okay? For Mickey Mouse to show up for 30 minutes, which, by the way, he did not stay for 30 minutes. It was like 20 minutes. Aaron, guess how much Mickey would run you?
I'd have to guess anywhere between fuck Mickey Mouse and
Whoa,
fuck Mickey.
Okay, that's unnecessary.
I hate Mickey Mouse. I hate Disney.
What did he do to you?
Nothing. I've never liked Disney because there's always like some sad tragedy in the cartoons. I read the Bible enough, and when I was a kid, that I didn't need any more sad tragedies in my life.
$2,000 for Mickey
For
Mouse.
what?
For
I
Mickey
would have put
Mouse.
the suit on,
for 30 minutes. And
Yeah.
and Mickey stayed only 20
and
minutes.
I would have
was
done
not
it just
30.
for. I would have done it for nothing.
Yeah, well, Mickey made an appearance, and then we had Disney Catering, which was Chef's Kiss, very good. And, I got to see a bunch of people I haven't seen in a little bit, too, which is nice. I saw Tomasso and his wife.
Mickey Mouse. They paid for Mickey Mouse. A dude in a Mickey costume.
Yeah.
$2,000.
I got to see Indy, who I haven't seen in a while, Indy Hartwell, and we were talking about how proud I've been watching her in TNA. I don't know if we even talked about it. Did you end up watching her match with Tessa a few weeks ago? It was a great match, and I'm so glad that she's getting an opportunity to really showcase.
Well, this is where she's getting her opportunity. But fucking Mickey Mouse was.
You're still on this?
I hate fucking Mickey. I can't believe that someone. I used to respect Johnny.
I ended up giving Candace the gifts I got for her too, which I want to put those over because I'm very thoughtful with my gift giving. I think you gentlemen know over the years. I really go above and beyond the Call of Duty. And what I got her was because, again, I sold a couple years ago, if you remember listening to the show for Christmas, I got her a autographed Lanny Poffo autobiography from like 1986 or something. Well, somehow earlier in the year I stumbled across it. He made I don't know, who knows how many copies actually exist, but he made his own like how to be a heel wrestler book in like 84 or 85 when he was in Memphis. And I found a copy of it. So it was like literally like he had to go to whatever local print store and like get these pages stapled. And the name of the book is escaping me now, but it's very rare. Lanny had it signed. And again, she had a friendship with Lanny. Like when he passed away, she was very heartbroken by it. So I got her that. And I found like a vintage, because it was her birthday, a vintage Macho King balloon from 1991. And I was trying to think of, I see Ben's popping for that. I don't know where you would have found those. And Aaron, you're a little older. Do you remember ever seeing those in like I would imagine they were probably like in a dollar store or something, like where you just get the balloons inflated. It was just
So
like
this guy puts on a Mickey Mouse.
Are you
outfit.
fucking kidding me?
Costume.
Get out of here. Anyways,
Okay, no, wait. What was this? A Macho Man balloon?
Macho King. So it was like
King
1991. Yeah, Macho King. But like it was probably about, 12 inches round or something like that.
Huh. No.
You don't remember seeing anything like that
No.
in stores? Well, I don't know. I found it online and I got it for you.
I
so.
think that's not authentic. Just like that fucking mouse.
Mickey Mouse is going public domain here relatively soon. So, just saying.
Well, didn't that already happen with like what was his previous name before he was Mickey? What's the gimmick? He had a different name. That's already public domain.
I've never
What,
heard of
Steamboat Willie?
Steamboat Willie. Yeah, that's public domain.
Yeah, cool.
You're a piece of garbage.
this. I don't get it. I don't get the fascination with it.
You're
What is it? What do people like about Mickey? Just he's an icon?
Honestly, I feel like I like the other things outside of Mickey. You know, like more so that like Mickey's definitely not my favorite.
Like Minnie? You're more of a Minnie?
No, I like Goofy.
Oh.
You
I
would like Goofy.
I like
Yeah,
Max.
you are goofy.
I like a lot of the
Max? Who's that?
Max gets Goofy's son.
Goofy? Procreated?
Yeah. I
Goof
think,
Troop, man.
yeah, and I like a lot of the Ducks too. Big fan of the Ducks, like
What about Bambi?
Huey, Dewey, and Louie. No, who likes Bambi?
Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about.
How come none of those ducks wear pants?
We're not talking. How come none of them have like an accurate penis? It's like a corkscrew penis.
Who does?
Ducks, they have like a corkscrew penis when they get all boned up.
These ducks in a Magic Kingdom?
No, they don't. That's the thing.
Oh.
They don't draw them testicularly accurate, which I don't think. I guess for a kid's show, you wouldn't have to do that, but they do have.
Ever think that they might be trans?
What if they were?
I have no problem with it. I still hate Disney.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't know where this is going, but I feel like we should get off the subject.
You are getting off.
On duck wieners.
Yeah.
Anyway, so hey,
Damn
happy
weirdo.
belated birthday, Candace LeRae. Also, it was great seeing
Sudden
you
I'm
for a
hungry for
little
some
bit.
duck soup.
Oh boy. But yeah, hey, let's take a quick break. We'll pay some bills. When we come back, we'll actually talk some pro wrestling. What do you guys say?
Yeah. Happy birthday, Candace. By
Happy
the way.
birthday.
Yeah. Hey, I got a birthday on Sunday. Just throwing that out there. This Sunday.
Yep, we've been dealing with the birthday countdown on this show every fucking week.
That's not true. I haven't mentioned it one time.
Everybody knows my birthday's
I'm
in
going.
the middle of October.
I'm
baby Greg.
going to be 39 years old. And
Yeah, not such a baby anymore, huh?
I can't even believe I'm that old. But also, you know what? I'm going to be all by myself. So I just want to throw that out there. Just no friends or family that love me. No one will be with me on my birthday. So.
All right.
Why?
You want me to dress up like a mouse? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that, but I am saying that if you guys are on the $9 tier on Zoom, or on Patreon rather, we'll be doing our live chat this Sunday on my birthday for at least an hour. Because, if I'm not going to be with my family or friends, I want to virtually be with some of my closest family and friends on Patreon. So if you're not on the $9 tier, maybe just come this weekend to, maybe hang out with me for a little bit, for an hour. And then if you want to send me presents, you can do that too. Or like virtual presents, like virtual kisses in the Zoom chat.
Can everyone mail you a $5 bill? And then
They
in
could.
return,
They
you could
could.
sniff their mustaches?
I have to sniff their mustaches?
Yes, because they're paying you.
I guess. Yeah, sure. When I come into contact with them, I will gladly sniff their mustache. But right now, I'm sniffing that it's time for a commercial break. So we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk some old Halloween Havoc stuff and Pat Patterson versus Kamala. Why did that happen? When we come back on Iron on Wrestling.
Hey, Greg.
Yeah.
Ben.
Yes.
Have you guys ever changed a tire before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually with assistance, but
Yeah.
I've done it.
A used tire?
And how often, maybe while you were on the road, have you experienced a flat tire?
Hundreds of times.
Okay.
Hundreds.
Well, at least you're honest.
Yep.
Well, you know who would have helped you?
Who?
I got a good buddy. His name's Juan of the Ortiz. Have you heard of him?
Your buddy Juan. He's my buddy too.
Yeah, well, he's everybody's buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And not only can he change flat tires for his wife, he would change them for you, but he also makes designs. Designs for your, business.
Okay.
Your logo
Sure.
that you need for your flag or your bumper sticker.
Yeah.
Or your tire iron. So Juan is in the business of this, and I'm going to pitch you guys this idea I have.
Okay. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
Greg's on a cloud in heaven.
Fuck.
Yep.
And he has a flat tire. And he's like, I don't know what to do.
Did I drive to heaven?
Listen, you fuck. He goes,
I'm just
God,
asking.
Were they used tires?
please send me somebody that can fix my flat tire.
Was I on the highway to heaven?
You're on the highway to
With,
hell.
what was it, Michael Landon?
Oh, was
Yes,
that what it was
Michael
called?
Landon.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Wow, I can't believe I just
My dad watched that show.
right from the dome.
And so then Juan comes in, sent by God, and he changes your tire on this cloud, and you guys look over on the other cloud, and what's over there?
What?
No, really, what's over there? Because I didn't think this thing through.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't.
But no, nothing?
A used
There's
tire store?
I'm over there.
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, guys, just visiting, heading back to Earth.
And again, to clarify, like this, all these scenarios that you pitch every week, like we've died somehow,
You guys have.
but you're also in heaven. So
Yeah, I
you
know.
also
Just visiting.
died.
Just visiting.
There's no just visiting hours.
All right, well, you make the rules for heaven?
Juan Ortiz.
You don't
he's
even
been
believe in the guy.
He's been in the business for going on 20 years.
You can believe in him.
He's done so many prominent shirts for so many prominent figures, including people in WWE, NXT, AEW, ROH. Just recently, this week, Juan Ortiz announced that he did a shirt for TNA and the Hardy Boys. What kind of world are we living in? Juan Ortiz is killing it. Okay,
Hardy Boys, you ever had a flat tire?
They probably did.
Right.
Whoa. The mystery detectives, the Hardy Boys?
Okay, get out of here,
What
Ben.
about Nancy Drew?
I know that Juan would have drew you something for your logo or small business if you would have contacted him already, but you should probably do so now if you want something for yourself or a friend or a loved one. It's a spooky season. Maybe you can get some sort of like Halloween design done. Whatever you want, Juan can make it happen, so you should contact him right away at Of The Dead Designs on Instagram, facebook.com/ofthedeaddesigns, or go to his website, ofthedead.weebly.com. Mention Iron on Wrestling, save $20 on your very first design.
$20 off?
20
Wow, you could buy
doll
yourself
hairs.
not a new tire, but you could buy yourself a used tire
You
instead of begging for
you want,
people
you want
to
a
send
new
you
tire or
money.
you want the okay tire?
There you go.
Which one you want? But you do want to go to Juan Ortiz and Of The Dead Designs, because Of The Dead Designs is bringing artwork to life. real quick, tier 2, I want to talk about a training program that I think you should really invest in. I just started mine this week with my friend, confidant, fellow wrestling compadre, certified personal trainer, strength and conditioning coach, Vincent Nothing. I know you gentlemen know him. He doesn't play games, first and foremost.
No, he does not.
But also, he doesn't play games when it comes to fitness. You guys like fitness? Anybody?
No.
No? You don't like well,
Aaron, I thought you would have like a joke like fitness.
how about fitness?
Dumbbell.
Fitness training program into your life, which you should be doing, because this training program is not
That's
just
better.
for, the athletic individual like myself,
Uh-huh.
but it's for really anybody who wants to get on the straight and narrow when it comes to fitness and conditioning. These moves that you do within the training program could be done by anybody. It's a 4-month phased exercise training program, which includes conditioning, core strength, mobility, nutrition, and supplement advice. Vince himself has 20 years of training, coaching, and combat experience. He did stuff in the MMA world as well. He's a certified strength conditioning specialist, as we mentioned, and a certified personal trainer. And I trust him. I've worked out with him for years, and he's in better shape now. And, I don't want to age the man, but he's in his 40s. He's in better shape now than he was in his 20s. And that's because he changes and he adapts in time. And he's been doing the research to make sure that he stays ahead of the curve when it comes to, fighting time, right? That's our biggest enemy. And I think that you can fight time and you can get back some of that health and wellness that you want in your life by contacting Vincent Nothing and utilizing his 4-phased program, which he spent hundreds of hours researching. It includes, 85 tutorial videos and some extras, and it all comes for $75. And this is the last week. If you mention Iron on Wrestling and contact Vincent Nothing, you will get $10 off this training program.
Wait, he gave you $10 off?
I paid full price because I appreciate his time.
All right. Well, he didn't give me $10 off, but
He probably paid you $10 extra.
he paid me $10 to never call him again.
Okay.
I called him over the weekend. I was like, "Hey, I had a question about this," and he's like, "I don't have time for you."
You just click.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. I don't know why, but maybe I did something.
But if you want the most complete strength program that you've ever utilized, suitable for beginners and advanced athletes, expertly laid out, easy to follow along, contact Vincent Nothing right now, vincentnothing13@gmail.com. Mention Iron Wrestling, save that $10 last week to do so. I promise you it'll be life-changing. I just started my own personal program with Vince this week because it's a individual arm exercise workout, which we talked about on the podcast a few weeks ago. I have to utilize 5 to 15-pound dumbbells because that's all my arm can do. And it sounds like pansy shit. Dude, I'm sweating. I was sweating in the gym. I don't usually sweat. It was incredibly difficult. It looks easy. It was incredibly difficult for me, but I have a different training program than other people. This exercise program, the 4-phase program with Vincent Nothing, can be done by anybody. So contact him now. Mention Iron Wrestling. Save that $10 last week. vincentnothing13@gmail.com. Vincent Nothing don't play games. Don't play games either. Contact him now. Hey,
Yeah.
we're not going to play any games with this podcast right now because we are talking. I don't have a good segue. Pat Patterson and Kamala. What? Okay. So
Well, you may be listening to this podcast on a Friday,
okay.
Or
And it-
Saturday.
and if you are, you'll realize that you could be Kamala because his manager was a man named Friday.
You know what? I didn't even know that until you sent me this video. Talk to me
Yeah.
about how you even we came across this match because it's a weird situation.
Well, I came across a YouTube algorithm or something.
But it's an episode of Primetime Wrestling.
Yeah, it's from what was it,
September of 1986.
86, and it's got Kamala going up against Pat Patterson. I had texted you like, why is Pat Patterson in the ring wrestling in 1986 on an edition of Primetime Wrestling when it seems like he had retired a couple years earlier? Am I
Mhm.
right on that?
Yes.
WrestleMania, he was a referee.
That's correct.
Yeah. But there was Pat Patterson, and I love this match. It didn't need to be much for me, but there were the little things in it, like Patterson going for a test of strength. Kamala wanted a test of strength, and Patterson is like going to hook up for it. And the announcers, Gorilla Monsoon, maybe Lord Alfred Hayes, I can't remember, but they start going, hey, you don't want to do that. Kamala's way more powerful than Pat Patterson. Pat Patterson, he's not on Vincent Nothing's workout plan. He doesn't go through TNT Health
Sure.
But
well, he's dead, so I think that's part of the problem. I feel like
Ooh.
if Pat Patterson was alive,
well, in 1986,
sure.
when he was supposedly wrestling this match,
Well, I don't know if he could have gotten a training program in 1986 from
Vince,
like 3-year-old Vincent Nothing.
Yeah. Well, he goes for the test of strength. He locks hands and immediately begins stomping on the bare feet of Kamala.
Smart.
Now, Kamala's manager, Friday, which I haven't looked that up yet. I don't know why there was this guy named Friday. I'm thinking it was before it was
Kimchi.
Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah, Kimchi.
Well, Brooklyn Brawler was Kimchi,
Well,
right?
well, yeah. I was looking up the Friday thing, and what I want to know is why the fuck his name was Friday.
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything out about it.
Because like all I know about Friday was like Friday was like Joe Friday or whatever from some old cop show in the like 60s.
Yeah.
So not sure why this guy was Friday, but also I do want to point out that at the beginning of the match, the ring announcer made mention that the ringside doctor was one George Zahorian,
Oh no.
Oh man.
and that guy got a round of applause.
Well, not so much now. It's funny you brought him up because I got bored recently and I was just Googling George Sahorian, and he's still a practicing urologist out in the Pennsylvania area. And it's funny because I thought to myself immediately, you can leave reviews.
Can you pull them up now?
Yeah, actually, let me pull him up real quick.
How old is this guy?
He's got to be in his 70s at this
Yeah.
point. So I was like, oh man, it would be funny to like troll this guy in his reviews because, so again, he's practicing in Hershey, Pennsylvania, urologist. He's got a 4.3 Google review rating.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. First review is from Deb. Says, this is the most incompetent office I've ever seen. I have a special needs son, and twice we went for an appointment that was in their records wrong, and one that the doctor wasn't even there. Carolyn Johns said Dr. Z is the most compassionate, caring doctor I've ever known. And then, of course, the trolls already beat me to it. Matthew Patterson said 5 stars. He hooked me up with some great steroids last week. So it's like
Wait a minute, it wasn't Pat Patterson?
No.
This guy was who?
Matt
Patterson?
Matt Patterson. And then Big Baller Ivan, also 5 stars, said he hooked it up. If you know, you know. I was like, come on.
Putsky?
NC, 5 stars. This was a year ago, said, best anabolic steroids in the biz. Like, come on, man. These guys are assholes. Like, this guy's...
Wait a minute, you just said these guys are assholes, but you were going to do the same thing, correct?
They're assholes because they beat me to it.
Oh, okay.
Fuckers.
Yeah. Let's show them by giving them good reviews. 5 stars all around.
Yeah, but then they follow it up with, he's giving me steroids. So I wonder how many people call him like, yo, what up?
Yeah.
Not
You
Deb.
got that D-ball?
Right.
Deb hates Dr. Zahorian.
Well, yeah, she's got a special needs kid, and the guy's never at his office for some reason. But though I also don't know why they're going to a urologist for a child. What's going on there?
Child probably pees.
I guess, maybe, sure.
He hasn't peed in a while.
Yeah.
Anyways, how do we get on that subject? Pat Patterson,
Oh,
Kamala.
yeah, so they
it was a good match.
announced the ringside doctor.
Fun match, but odd that they were playing a match. I looked it up.
Wait a minute, he was a urologist?
He's a
Doctor-
urologist now.
But he was then too, I think. I think that was part of the thing was like, why is this urologist prescribing WWF wrestlers steroids? I want to make note that not only did they announce who the ringside physician was, but also who the 2 referees were for the day.
Who were they?
Dick Roll and Dick whatever. Dick Whirl or whatever. It was 2 dicks.
Okay. All
2
right.
dicks and a urologist walk into a WWF wrestling
Well,
event.
And they get a standing ovation.
It all makes sense. But so this match, though, while nice psychology, I really enjoy Pat Patterson's work in the ring. But like, it was so random that Primetime Wrestling, they said afterwards, oh, this match was like more than a year old. I looked it up. It's from September of 1984.
That's what I was going to say. The Kamala looked different. It might be just because he was like 2 years older.
Well, but the thing
now,
is, like, so it was like to try to put over Kamala, who had recently come back, and by recently, I think like in June or July of 1986, he was back. But like, you're telling me you had nothing from the last 3 months that you could have aired with Kamala?
Right.
You had to go back to a 2-year-old match with Pat Patterson? It was just very strange. And I didn't watch a lot of Primetime, obviously, as a kid because it was ending and Monday Night Raw was beginning. But like, did they usually play matches that old on the show?
I didn't think they did, but I was a kid then. But I watched it all the time. I always wondered why, if I watched a match, say the opener was filmed in a dark atmosphere, and then the next match might have been like a tag team match or something, but it was in bright lights and there were different people. Same guy in a Philadelphia Phillies hat and sunglasses was not in the crowd anymore. Now that guy was different dude with a cowboy hat on.
Here's a thought I had. Do you think that they pulled that footage out because Kamala returned and they wanted Kamala to look good? So Pat Patterson,
that was
great
his best
worker.
match, maybe?
That was his
Yeah.
best match. So, I mean, first match back, you're not going to have him with, I don't know, Frankie Williams or whatever. So you need to have a great worker like Pat Patterson to showcase him.
Who are you to disrespect the good goddamn name of Frankie Williams?
Well, I just did.
You little bastard.
Is Frankie Williams still alive?
I don't know.
See if we can get him on a podcast.
We had one of the Mulkey brothers.
I know. That might have been the highlight of the whole fucking podcast. Which Mulkey did we have? I forget now.
You
Randy?
booked him. I don't. That was one of your rare good bookings for the show.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I don't even think I was part of that show, was I?
You were.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We had to have him on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good times.
And then, he's a friend of mine on Snapchat. He added me on Snapchat.
God.
Really?
So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. The pictures that I sent him.
Has he been sending you any pictures of his butt cheek? And you're like, man, I'd like to punch that.
Yeah. Well, if he did, I'd be punching it.
Yeah.
No work punches either.
And then he would like take a bump on the concrete because he's a psychopath. Those Mulkeys were out of control. But so yes, I want to talk about that Patterson Kamala match. Definitely something you should look up. September 1986, Primetime Wrestling. It's the opening match. Very interesting stuff. Good psychology. Something to definitely study. A very basic match.
They were talking about he was getting ready to have a new manager called the Wizard.
That's right. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were bringing the Wizard, who was also like, what was his name in WCW
I just knew him as the father.
when he was
Because
in
Kevin Sullivan
yeah.
would go,
Yeah, the Dungeon of Doom and all that.
Dungeon of
bullshit.
Doom.
God, man.
You know, that's why Foley was so over with me. I mean, besides him doing all the, the elbows on the concrete and things like that and just being entertaining. When Foley went to ECW, he started saying, he would, before his matches during his heel turn, he would say, hey, I just want you guys all to know that I'm hoping to get back into WCW. I called Uncle Eric and I'm going to see if I get a spot in the Dungeon of Doom. And he wore an airbrush t-shirt with Shark and the Zodiac and whoever else was in it. Kamala. Yeah. And then on the back it said like join WCW.
Mm-hmm.
And he would do the YMCA thing, but he would make WCW letters.
It's amazing.
Good heat, man. Because for that Philly crowd, because then I told you I watched another WCW event from Philly, which was, it was an NWA event, right? Was that the 89 Halloween Havoc?
Yes, Halloween Havoc, which coincidentally, when we talk about it, the 92 Halloween Havoc was also Philadelphia. And the crowd liked some interesting stuff. But talk to me about what you watched from the 1989 Halloween Havoc.
Oh, Dynamic Dudes.
Well, hold on. You watched Mike Rotunda and Tom Zink in the first match, right?
Yeah, Z-Man, which I forgot he was the Z-Man in 1989.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that. And then Mike Rotunda was there, and he was wearing a singlet that said VC, and the announcers explained it's for the varsity club. And then one of the announcers goes, well, they broke up a year and a half ago. And there he was, still out there representing that clique.
Hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, it's like Virgil still wearing the NWO T-shirt.
Oh, God. Yeah. I mean, I do remember that match. I mean, it's an okay match, but kind of boring because, like...
Well, it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And neither guy was particularly... that over.
Yeah, right. Oh, this is right before they get Johnny B. Bad to open up all the shows and like really get you fired up for WCW.
Well, here in '89, I'm watching the show. The thing that sold me was the main event was Terry Funk and the Great Muta against Ric Flair and Sting.
Yeah, that's why
I never even got to that because I ended up watching every other match.
Well, I ended up sitting down and watching because you told me you were watching. I watched the Samoan SWAT team versus the Midnight Express and Steve Williams. And man,
the Samoan SWAT team and the Samoan Savage together.
Yes, and
as part of Humperdink's family or something.
They should have fucking started the show with this match.
So hot.
There's a lot of shitty Halloween Havoc matches that I'm sure we're going to talk about this month at some point from over the years, and I'm sure we've covered them before, but we're going to cover maybe some deep cuts. But we don't talk about how there are a lot of hidden gems in the Halloween Havoc, and I feel like this six-man tag was one of them. Like the fucking Philly crowd loved this match, and actually
they loved Dr. Death.
I was confused. Was the Midnights baby faces at this point because they kept saying how Cornette was with the Dynamic Dudes and they were setting up that whole thing. So because I was like, wow, they're way too over to be heels unless they just really like the heels here in Philly.
Yeah, no, they were babies at the time, but it was the Philly crowd, and the Midnights didn't have to change a thing, except every once in a while you'd see like Corny on the outside or Stan Lane hitting the mat to get the crowd into it. Which Corny's a great babyface.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could see him coming back and being the guy that leads, some babyface faction against a heel faction.
Sure.
And, but yeah, so finish? Wait.
Hold on, can we,
No, we got to talk about the entrance.
Let's talk about these fucking entrances because, like, dude, WCW doesn't get enough praise in the late 80s and early 90s for their entrances being way more elaborate and sweeter than the WWF. And, like, it's crazy how the WWF was just getting by with the big logo and the curtain. That's really all you got during that time period, right? And then, like, you got here, the Samoan SWAT team is, like, throwing fire back and forth, like on sticks and catching it on the stage, like
blowing, the fire so that it goes out further.
It just seemed so much cooler. Now, when you get the wide shot of the crowd, you could see there's a lot of empty seats in this. It wasn't in the Spectrum, right? Where was this show at? It's Philadelphia Civic Center. It was in
Viking Hall.
According to this, they had 7,300 people. I don't know how much that building holds, but you could see a lot of empty seats in the upper deck. This is before you could dim that shit and like hide it, or they weren't bothering to do that at that point. But this crowd was hot, and like it reminded me just how fucking sick Dr. Death was too, and just like it made me
what a baby face he was.
Yeah,
I don't remember him being like a baby face like that.
And as a kid who like obviously grew up in the Attitude Era, and like that was like. I missed him in his WCW run in the 90s, and I can appreciate it now. But like, it made
fucking sucked in ECW too.
Well, that's true. It just made me wish that he would have been that Dr. Death in WCW, because then I started, or in the WWF rather, because I started imagining what him and Austin would have looked like on top for a couple months in '98, and how fucking cool that could have been. But then I think we would have lost
versus Steve Williams.
Yeah, but but then what? The Brawl for All was like what, summer of '98? So Jesus Christ, would that have been Dr. Death and Austin at SummerSlam or something? That's kind of weird to think about. Or Fully Loaded. Fully Loaded.
And if you're going to compare that with Austin and Undertaker from SummerSlam, there is no comparison.
But also,
in terms of draw.
But also, I mean, the draw for sure. But like, it's been on record. A lot of people say it. I agree. I don't think Austin and Undertaker really had great chemistry. Their matches were just okay. Yeah. Nothing to write home about, right? SummerSlam is maybe one of their more memorable matches because of the setting, and also for the botch spot, right, where fucking Austin accidentally knocks himself out on the, what is it, when he kicks Undertaker up and hits him in the chin, and then he doesn't remember the rest of the match. And then the leg drop
from the top to the outside. But everything else in between, it's there. I agree.
But, dude, one of the standout moments in this match for me, again, it was also a reminder of how good fucking Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane are. Also, like, I like it, but it was always weird that Stan Lane was a master of karate. Like, he like legitimately a master of karate, because he just doesn't look like a guy who'd be like, hiya, karate.
Well, and the Samoans start throwing super kicks.
Dude, they were killing it with the kicks. Yes.
And then the announcers go, well, this is a surprise. The Samoans are doing the kicks. Yeah. That's usually Stan Lane's thing. And I was like, wait, what? Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot he was supposed to be.
But the craziest moment to me in this match, and it's like, God, you didn't even need to do it. The crowd didn't need it. Fucking Bobby Eaton just takes a beal on the concrete, and like it's just a big splat sound, and I'm like, fuck, why were guys doing that?
Yeah.
Holy, it was not needed. The crowd did not need that. They were into it.
They could have gone with a eye rake or something. They would have been just as over.
They had just done something to him on the fucking barricade. They crushed him on the barricade. They didn't need to follow that up with a beal.
Yeah, it didn't look safe.
Yeah,
the crotch onto a barricade.
Lay out the finish for me.
Oh, okay, so. Samoan in the ring and Midnight in the ring. I think it's Stan Lane, right? And Stan gets reversed into Jim Cornette, who had just jumped on the apron to knock down Oliver Humperdinck. He knocks him down with the tennis racket. He falls off. Cornette's standing there admiring his handiwork, that he actually beat somebody's ass. And then Stan Lane gets whipped into him. They supposedly collide heads. And as Lane takes a bump, the Samoan hits a big Samoan headbutt, right? Covers him 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
It was a wonderful finish.
Yeah, great match.
I thought it was great psychology. And the fact that Corny was in there. I was not a Humperdinck fan.
No, I never liked him.
But my first taste of Humperdinck was Bam Bam Bigelow introducing him. Here's my new manager, Oliver Humperdinck. And I'm like,
yeah.
Who?
Of like all the guys you could have chose. Like, what?
Huh? This fat guy in a Hawaiian shirt and a big red beard?
And his last name's Humperdinck?
Yeah. What am I supposed to do with that? How's that a babyface?
Now, contrast for me, we go from the 6-man tag to Tommy Rich and the Cuban Assassin. Yeah. We know Tommy's your boy.
Yeah, I know.
If not for Tommy Rich, you might not be in this industry.
I might not be on this podcast right now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But Tommy was coming back, and the gimmick was he was looking to be the 1989 Comeback Wrestler of the Year.
Sure.
They said he was out of wrestling for 2 years, just now coming back. Cuban Assassin, they really lay into the whole. His name used to be Fidel. He really admires the Cuban culture. Everything he does when he cheats, that's because all dirty Cubans cheat. It was
That's
like,
so
whoa,
cool.
whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm offended by any of that.
Yeah, different time.
Just watching it like, man, we would not get that today.
Tommy Rich,
The match was too long.
you said it. This should not have been a pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
And also, Tommy Rich and the fucking flying dick, the fucking shitty Fez press that he did, like, Austin made it so cool.
One of my favorite moves as a kid was a Thez press because it was realistic. I felt like I could do that on somebody and get a pin. But this one, in this match,
it would look like a
looked
botch.
terrible. Then they show it on the replay, which makes it look even worse. I sent it to you. I videoed it on my phone, sent it to Greg, and I didn't even get to the replay yet, which I should have sent him the replay because that looked even worse. Also, this Philly crowd fucking hated Tommy Rich because he was white meat babyface, good-looking, blonde hair. They were like, boo, fuck you, Tommy Rich. And they were rooting for the Cuban who was being painted as the most evil, heinous warmonger of all time.
Yeah, well, you know, this Philly crowd, the Philly crowd's always been kind of controversial, and, including in the match where they did not like the Freebirds whatsoever.
No, they love the Freebirds.
Or they love the Freebirds. I'm sorry.
They love the Freebirds. They hate the dudes. They kept saying, dudes suck, dudes suck.
Yeah.
And the dynamic dudes, again, bleach blonde, babyface, tanned, good-looking
I don't think the dudes ever got over anywhere, though.
No,
because they were like a rip-off
Yeah.
Rockers or Rock and Roll Express.
They couldn't ride the skateboards.
They
People
carried
saw
them
through
to
it.
the ring.
Yeah.
That was dumb. And Corny was their manager, which anybody, especially this Philly crowd, was probably looking at it like, can't wait till he blasts you guys with the rackets. You know, because they just, I don't know, they weren't it. People fucking love the Freebirds.
Well, they had a good reason for why they loved the Freebirds so much. Michael
Oh,
Hayes.
yeah, Michael Hayes. He has a brother that might be living up the road here.
Yeah.
That's how they tried to cover it on commentary. I thought that was excellent. But you had Shane Douglas in the match who lived in Philadelphia, who was from Pittsburgh and was living in Philly.
Well, let's not mention that, though. Who
Yeah,
cares?
well, because they were getting their asses booed. What else happened with them? They did all right. They put over a lot that these are college athletes now in WCW, which was almost foreshadowing for JR because he kept saying, I think that's the future of this business.
We always wanted
You
to
get
put
your
over
degree,
sports.
and then you come into, you play sports in high school and in college, and then you come to the WCW.
But that was almost a detriment for him going to the WWF because Bruce Pritchard's always been like, we don't want you to fucking talk about what they did in college and shit like that. He said that's what he thought killed the Diesel character, which I don't think. I don't agree with that. What killed the Diesel character was fucking bad booking. It wasn't humanizing him because if
Because
anything,
Diesel was fucking dope when he was heelish Diesel.
yeah, when he like started acting like
Black
a human
glove.
and like didn't give a fuck. Like
Yeah.
I thought that was like the best Diesel. It was the bad booking after he became champion where he started smiling and everything. It wasn't like they mentioned that he was a real person.
And the dudes with was him and Shawn Michaels were the dudes with bad attitudes? Or,
Two
no,
dudes with
two
attitudes.
dudes with attitudes.
Two dudes with attitudes.
After I just saw WCW have a dudes with attitude.
Yeah.
And Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash together as baby faces it just didn't work really for me.
It's fine. It's okay.
Baby faces, they look like bitches.
I guess.
Okay.
That's a good. I guess that's your.
Went to a
argument.
house show though, and Diesel and Shawn were the main. They were teaming up against Men on a Mission, I think.
Yeah, we were at the same house show.
Okay, well,
that was the main event. Yeah.
went up to the front row, and Sean gave me a high five, and I was like,
I was hoping he gave you a kiss.
me too.
On the lips.
But, me too. But he gave me a high five. I remember turning to my friend and going, never washing this hand again. And then thinking, that was the gayest thing I've ever said. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but, you know, for a bunch of high school dudes to be at this thing and me going, I can't believe I got touched by Shawn Michaels.
Oh my
He's a
God.
boy toy.
So the other thing that we watched from these early Halloween Havocs is I went back and I watched the goddamn Spin the Wheel, Make a Deal because I was like, I wanted to convince myself that the match itself couldn't have been that bad, right? Like the idea was the gimmick, the wheel wrong, I guess, and it wasn't supposed to be fucking the coal miner's glove match. But I thought to myself, couldn't have they thought of a way to fix that on the show somehow? Like have Jay come out later and say like, no, we gotta change this.
I
want
stole the
something-
coal miner's glove.
Yeah, let's do like another fucking spin and actually rig this right and do a cool match instead of
Or couldn't they have pre-recorded it?
Exactly. Like pre-record. Like my mind goes like, what would have been the original match for, not a coal miner's glove.
I don't know.
Match, right?
I don't think they've ever talked about what it was supposed to be. But right next to it was First Blood. So I thought to myself, would they have done First Blood? But all those options seem anticlimactic when Jake has the DDT and Sting has the fucking Scorpion Deathlock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I guess in theory you could DDT him and he gigs. You know, because it was
if you DDT'd him on a chair.
Sure, well, so here's the thing. When Jake debuted in WCW in August of 1992, it was a big deal. Okay, now he had just left the WWF. His last match was with The Undertaker at WrestleMania 8. I think, what was the deal? He held Vince up for some money, or he was supposed to get like a backstage job or some shit.
I think like a what was it, like a writer or creative, like something with creative. I think.
Patterson's
supposed
job.
to book,
He was supposed to get Patterson's job, but they brought Patterson back, and so he didn't like that, and so he got a good deal over at WCW until they brought in Bill Watts, and that good deal changed real quick. But his debut, do you remember Jake's debut in WCW?
Yeah, he came out
Out of the crowd.
Yeah. Nobody knew, you know what I mean? But nobody knew who he was because I don't think people were really expecting Jake Roberts.
Well, and the thing is, like, when you really think about that in 92, when did anybody ever, like, come from another promotion out of the crowd like that?
Yeah.
Like, it just seemed like we all, growing up in that era, we all go to, like, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. But I feel like Jake might have been one of the first guys to really do that on the big stage from another company, and they painted it as, hey, he doesn't work here. Watching that back, it seemed like a really, really big deal, and it's like, fuck. Like, being in that moment, watching that promo again, I'm like, oh, Jake and WCW should be cool, but I know it's not going to be.
But it was taped at, like, Disney or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it didn't have the big feel that Scott Hall did live on an episode.
I don't think they were at Disney yet, but
I would make the case that Jake should have been promoted in vignettes for several weeks leading up to his debut.
Like it wasn't there at that point yet.
I'm all for a big surprise, but not when it's
for
not
Scott,
live.
right? For Scott Hall to come out live, but Jake Roberts, especially that this was recorded, that it was just too ahead of its time, probably.
Yeah.
Devil's advocate, though. What if we still do the debut where he comes through the crowd? We don't know why he's here. He doesn't work for the company, and then we get the vignettes because he's in talks with WCW, sort of like what we did with Raven a few years later in WCW, except for Raven's in the crowd, but like Jake is like sending in a series of videos and like having discussions with WCW management or whatever the fuck, and like they want to work something out, and also Sting wants them to work something out with Jake because he wants redemption.
Could you see a vignette airing that had a scorpion and everybody thinks it's a Sting video, but then a snake comes out, bites the scorpion?
Yeah.
You know, and that's just the first little tease of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, a snake is, and then Sting's got to start watching his back every week that he's on, and then eventually that leads to Jake getting in the ring.
Yeah.
I don't know, because that's all I remember. That's all I thought about Jake was the Ultimate Warrior promos.
Yeah.
Where the snake bites Warrior.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And then before that was Macho Man getting bit by the cobra, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So after attacking Sting multiple times and winning a 4-on-4 elimination tag match at Clash of the Champions 20, Robert scored the pinfall over Sting. That's how they set up the match for Halloween Havoc 92. Of course, they did the mini movie with Spin the Wheel, Make a Deal. And, I mean, we've talked about on the show before all the options for this wheel. The coal miner's glove. Like, what horrible luck for it to land on the absolute worst, dumbest option possible for a gimmick match to main event a pay-per-view.
Do you think it was set up and it got fucked up, or do you think that was, they were just like, all right, we're just gonna spin it and whatever happens happens? Because I had heard, what was that? Starrcade used to be Battle Bowl.
Yeah,
the first Battle Bowl was legit. Shoot, just pick.
It was completely random. Right?
That's so dumb. Why would you do that?
They probably just figured, whatever. Let's just see where it lands.
But like, why would you
No
leave that the
rehearsals.
chance to where like it comes up with like the lamest scenarios possible?
Well, you had people in charge then that maybe shouldn't have been in charge. You always hear that.
Yeah.
Some guy wanted Flair to cut his hair and put an earring in.
Spartacus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which there was an interview with
Jim Herd.
Jim Herd. He did one of those interviews with Conrad where he basically debunked that and said that's not what happened exactly. And Rick has been known to turn, a molehill into a mountain. So whatever the case is. So basically the coal miner's glove stipulation is it's a loaded glove with metal wrapped around the knuckles, and it goes up on a pole. And I'm thinking to myself, surely if I go back and watch this match, like they at least worked the psychology of it pretty well. There were a couple good spots in there, but man, it's just not fucking good. And then, after it drags for 10 minutes, like eventually, they do the deal where Cactus Jack comes out because he's aligned with Jake, and he gives Jake the bag with the snake, which Jake didn't bring it out for some reason. Like maybe that was part of the ploy that he wanted Cactus to bring it out. I don't know. But Sting's climbing up the pole. He gets the glove. Jake gets down, or Sting gets down. Jake's in the ring with the snake in his hand, ready to bite him. Sting ends up hitting Jake, which makes Jake hold the snake into his own face, and the snake bites him, which clearly Jake is, which imagine someone trying to do this now.
Oh,
Jake has to basically, he's probably squeezing or like fucking with that snake to where the thing bites him in the face.
Yeah.
And it just looks, the blood and stuff doesn't look bad, but it looks so phony. And it's clear that this man is holding a snake to his face. And of course, like, JR kind of sets it up in the beginning of the match, and he's like, oh, like we have like someone ready to like devenomize the snake or some bullshit like that. And so afterwards, Jake is like hallucinating or acting like he's hallucinating and like swinging at things on the ground. But like clearly he's got to make sure that snake gets to the back in one piece. Mm-hmm. So he's just keeping it in his hand. And like now I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, gosh, if I was bitten by a snake, if I was hallucinating or not, like I've never done that. I've never hallucinated after being bitten by a poisonous snake, but like, wouldn't I like put the snake down or something? Like, why are you like carrying that thing safely all the way to the back? Why isn't Cactus trying to take the snake out of his hand and like run it to the back? Or like, it's like, what? I mean, what are we doing here? It's just so weird.
Yeah, and where's this guy at that was going to devenomize it?
Exactly. And then like Sting's just in the ring like, and the crowd's like, and then like, all right, end of the show. Like, so fucking. I think the last thing is like they cut to the random commentary team of Tony Schiavone and Bruno Sammartino. Like, what are we doing here? It's so one of the flattest endings to a pay-per-view. So fucking bad.
Maybe the flattest. I remember buying that pay-per-view and just being.
You bought it for the spin the wheel, make a deal?
I just bought it because it was pay-per-view. I think I had a paper route job.
After this pay-per-view, Jake Roberts was set to face Dusty Rhodes in the first round of the King of the Cable tournament. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And
I thought it was a dumb fucking name for.
Really horrible.
Yeah.
It just sounds really hillbilly.
Yeah.
But Jake left before this could ever go down. He was only in the company for a few months, and essentially Jake cited personal demons, issues with drugs and alcohol, and he became an issue to deal with the bookers, and essentially he just wanted out of his shitty contract and hated Bill Watts. So he basically talked to his guy, his agent, and said, why don't you just go to rehab? And if you go to rehab, like they'll probably just fire you. So he's like, okay.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I went to rehab. It wasn't like to actually fix his addiction or anything like that. But it's just like, God, what a fucking failed experiment, Jake Roberts in WCW.
One could say that it was snake bit.
Good one, Ben.
Thank you.
It's really awful. Can't believe you did that.
You're really awful.
Well, some might say that. Some people think I suck, but not all of them. Do you have any early Halloween Havoc memories you wanted to discuss, Ben?
Well, I mean, as somebody that only watched wrestling late 90s, I mean, my first Halloween Havoc that I remembered was the 98 Halloween Havoc.
Oh, boy, what a start.
Oh, I know. What a start. And especially since I didn't watch the pay-per-view live, but flipping back and forth between Raw and Nitro, where the night of the actual pay-per-view, a lot of the providers cut off the pay-per-view feed because it went way over.
Yep.
So a lot of people at home missed out DDP and Goldberg because Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan ran so long and so shitty.
Well, the pay-per-view ran long in general.
Right, exactly.
There are too many matches.
Well, it's way too many matches, exactly. I mean, that speaks to WCW overbooking, not taking account time management and all that.
Yeah.
And then it didn't help with Warrior and Hogan really just crapping the bed. I was thinking about this, of why Warrior Hogan from WrestleMania 6, it's a classic, regarded as one of the best matches ever.
Yeah.
But the Halloween Havoc, it's regarded as one of the worst matches. Can you think of any other example where two matches from the same guy are regarded as a classic and a stinker at the same time?
Goldberg and Brock.
I mean,
I wouldn't say like a classic, but like there's definitely like
the second match was infinitely better
Yeah.
than the WrestleMania 20 match, but it's by no means a classic. It was just okay. It's a 4.5 minute match.
yeah.
They spam their moves.
You could
That's
argue.
it.
You could argue. I mean, we look at. I would argue that the match itself isn't as good as the moment with the body slam, but I mean, look at, Hogan and Andre at WrestleMania 3, and then trying to redo it at WrestleMania 4. You know what I mean? Which even worse, like it ends with that flat
Double DQ.
double DQ.
Yeah.
So DiBiase can advance with the bye and everything, and so like I think that's a good example.
And do you think that it speaks to, because it's well known and documented that Hogan Warrior in 1990 they worked out their match. Pat Patterson laid it out.
Yeah.
That it speaks to the talent of somebody like a Pat Patterson or a good agent, producer, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
To help be the middleman to help pad out the ideas that they have for both. Because like really in WCW there weren't any Pat Pattersons to lay out the match.
No. And I think like sometimes wrestlers left to their own devices. I mean, like it's not impossible, but especially when you get on that like bigger stage and you're working TV and stuff, it always feels like it's nicer to have like a third party involved with what you're doing, to just like look at the stuff that you're doing, because even when you have a good grasp of psychology, sometimes in the moment you overlook stuff. So it's nice to have someone essentially proofread your work, right? Like,
yes.
Like what are the little things that you can make better to make this work? And then, in some cases where you have like guys who never really were that great of workers, like a Goldberg or something, you have guys with experience who can see the strengths and heighten those and hide the weaknesses and just make the best match possible, which I think, like, honestly, if you look back, spamming of the finishers really kind of starts with Goldberg and Brock redeeming themselves, because that was the easiest way to get the match over. I can't remember another match where they did that before that, but that's where it starts, like 10 years ago with Goldberg and Brock, and now it's kind of a go-to in some cases, like I would say a crutch. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay every once in a while, but I just feel like just the recent Cena Brock thing. Like, A, why did we do that match again? And B, it's like it was just spamming of finishers.
Well, and here's where I would actually argue that the spamming of the finishers started more prevalently with Rock Austin, but it's because they had such a long rivalry that they were able to get away with the multiple rock bottoms, the multiple stunners.
Well, I see what you're saying, but I'm thinking in terms of like spamming and
like doing the
match.
same move over and over, and that's
like
the
a
only
video game. Like
yes,
I think about when I
okay.
play like SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain, and I would like load up 5 finishers, and then as soon as like match starts, kick. Okay, now I'm gonna hit an F5. Now I'm going to hit an F5. You know what I mean? Like that's what I say spam finishers. It's like that video game style of like,
of course,
let's open with the fucking finishers, do them repeatedly, have a bunch of kickouts.
I see what you mean.
Do a couple transitions, go back to a finisher and end the match.
I see what you mean. Yeah. But yeah, you're right where it's become too common. And especially in this day and age of more pay-per-views, PLEs, whatever you want to call it, that it's less special to like WrestleMania or even a SummerSlam. You could feasibly get away with it, but now it's like almost every time. But and I'm not sure if this gets discussed enough or not too, but like Warrior in '98 really didn't work a whole lot of matches. Like he was in that War Games, was more of an appearance, and even you can argue in '96 he didn't do a whole lot of working or wrestling.
No.
So he being Warrior really hadn't worked a full intense schedule in many years.
Yeah, since 91, 92, something like that.
Yeah. Like, what was it, 92 when he left the WWF?
Yeah, he ended up leaving in November for the HGH stuff with Davey Boy.
Yep, and then he really didn't do much until 96 when he was brought back, but the matches were nothing to write home about.
No.
Because he had that really terrible match with Goldust.
Yeah, he had an okay match with Owen, but I mean, we'll give
it's
credit to Owen for that, you know.
It's Owen. Yeah. You know, the WrestleMania where his return with Triple H, that was what, 90 seconds? I mean, a squash is a squash.
Hard times.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think that gets discussed enough of Warrior not really working heavy-duty matches in several years at that point. So now when it's time for him to work a main event match, boy, oh boy, the ring rust shows bad. And then, well, like you were saying earlier, of wrestlers left to their own devices, like what was it? Hogan keeps going for an elbow drop and Warrior just essentially log rolls out of the way and eventually log rolls him over. It's something that like a 5-year-old would do.
Yeah, well, and also like we've talked about it on this show again, and at some point, you know, it needs to be studied. Like what percentage of Hollywood Hogan matches were actually decent and how many were dog shit awful, especially in the main event. And like sometimes like it just seemed like Hollywood Hogan just went too long in those matches. And like, I mean, that's part of the reason why, you know, things got dubbed like Age in the Cage when it was him and Piper and shit, because it's like guys in their 40s made the wrestling feel old at that time because I think the fucking matches went too long.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
like in retrospect, like, you know, Piper and Hogan in their 40s then, and you had Macho Man in the main event then, and like Nash and Hall are creeping up on 40, but they still have work rate and stuff. You got Flair in the main event. Like there's a
So it's not only that, but it's also doing the same things that they were doing 10 years prior, and they really hadn't freshened it up.
sure. Yeah.
You could also argue that as well.
Yeah, definitely WWF had the better wrestling as far as like main event stuff, but WCW had the better lower card,
Correct.
without question, in WCW. But yeah, Halloween Havoc was terrible in '98. I'm sure down the line here we're going to talk about a lot more terrible Halloween Havoc, and I actually want to talk about No Mercy as well this month because I feel like we don't talk about enough in October and No Mercy and all those shenanigans.
Diggity
We can
dog.
talk about the game too if we want, but I'm sure at some point, Aaron, did you try to take the No Mercy N64 game and solve it?
I don't think I've ever played the No Mercy game.
You know, you could buy a hoe in No Mercy, but it's like the most expensive thing in the game.
Yeah, then I definitely never played No Mercy.
Yep.
What was that for?
Nintendo
N-
64. What were we gonna call it?
64.
Okay. You know, I don't know if you heard, but there's 2 N words, and you can't say either of them.
Nintendo?
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's a thing going around.
Oh, wow.
But hey, that's it for this episode of the show. Thank you for tuning in. We're actually going to calm down for a second.
Oh, I got real excited there. I can't wait for
Premature kissing.
yeah.
We're actually going to do a
Good
free
3-way action
We're
going
going
on.
to do a free episode where we answer some of your questions from social media, but we'll also preview this weekend's Crown Jewel Perth, and we're also going to do a
Fucking dumb.
what? We're going to do a bonus episode where we talk about some of the more recent wrestling news that perhaps maybe we would rather talk about behind a paywall, like the stuff with Masha Slamovich and Akira, and a recent fight between 2 fans at a deathmatch show, and some other more current wrestling events like the stuff with Matt Riddle and how we feel about his shoot segment with the TMZ guy, and a plethora of other stuff. Patreon.com/Iron Wrestling for a buttload of bonus content starting at $3. $5 gets you video, $9 gets you involved in the live chat, which we're going to do this Sunday, October 12th, on my 39th birthday, and we will list a time at some point in the next couple of days here, so be on the lookout for that. Even if you're not a part of the Patreon, maybe jump on just for this weekend and hear some stories and some conversations that I will not ever show on the podcast. And if you're in the Howard Animal Steel tier, you'll be getting something this month from me. You'll get something again in December, so sign up for the Howard Animal Steel tier. Get something from the Pink Cadillac. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. We are uploading a ton of great videos over on the Iron Wrestling YouTube. We are up to, I believe, 8,800 subscribers. Let's try to get up to 10,000. That's a nice little goal that we have for the...
So if each one of our listeners, subscribers, just recommends to a friend, we could probably get to 10,000, right?
I would say
just
so.
share the podcast with a friend.
Yeah.
Have them subscribe, even if it's only for a little bit.
Share one of the videos that we've been uploading on the YouTube. The videos, I
That's
think,
great.
are more entertaining on the YouTube than the podcast itself. But subscribe to the podcast wherever you download podcasts, iTunes, Spotify. Leave us a 5-star review. We're on Audible as well. All those good things. Anywhere you download podcasts, you can find us. And make sure you leave some comments on the YouTube channel. And if you want to follow me, I'm on social media at Gregory Iron on Twitter, Gregory_Iron on Instagram, Facebook.com/thehandicappedhero, and you can book me for pro wrestling seminars and motivational speaking at handicappedhero.com. You can also find my cameo on there, my pro wrestling tees store, where you can buy my shirts, Aaron shirts, Iron on Wrestling shirts, out of print stuff that you won't find anywhere else, and as low as $20. Where the hell can you get a shirt for $20 in this day and age? You can't. A lot of them are like $32, $35. We're keeping it at $19.99. So go over to the Pro Wrestling Tee Store, check that out. Ben Boone, what would you like to plug?
I will plug that I am also on ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Benjamin Boone out there. B Boone Palicki on Instagram. I'm on X. I don't really post on X, but you can find me there. That's all I got.
Aaron.
Fair to Aaron on Instagram.
That's it?
Let's take it home, brothers.
Nothing else?
Well, nothing I care about.
You want to go home? Let's go home. Home is where you make it.
You like to see
Thanks,
the homeless,
Mike Brady.
What?
You like to see the homeless naked?
I never said no. I mean, I liked Hobo Joe. He was a good homeless person. I would kiss him if he's right here, right now. But I
You like to see hobos naked.
Yes, I do. Let's just kiss goodbye.
Mwah!
Someone tell me, someone tell me, someone tell me why does any of it matter? I can't take it anymore, so try the inhale that makes the exhale so much better. Why does any of it matter? And I can't take it anymore, so try the inhale that makes the exhale